Also, yeah, it is an Elf vs Undead matchup. I wonder if Grinchy will be playing Warden or not. But here we go. It is a game one. I believe this is Group D finals for NASF League. I haven't actually paid close attention to the league. I knew it existed. I've maybe seen a little bit of some games, but I didn't look at the structure of the league. As far as I can tell, it's maybe similar structure as FOM League. It seemed to be kind of sorted by MMRs. You can correct me if I'm wrong on that. But that's what it looked like it was structured, and they are in the playoffs now, as far as I know. And it looked like this was, like I said, Group D finals. So that's what we should have here, and it is going to be a Fiend build by PSJ. So Grinchy did seem to be aware that this is what he would likely face as well. He did mention that PSJ was North Drakkar style. I don't know if that means he's like full on Crypt Lord as well, or if it just means he's like a heavy fiend, burrow researched early statue tier 2 push style. Like maybe he still plays Death Knight, right? I'm not sure on that. But yeah, it is going to be fiends out the gate, which is definitely not as common these days. Ghouls definitely gained a lot of popularity, but fiends are still very strong. Of course, if you are good at microing them, focus firing, and honestly sometimes just massing them. Like if you go for a good tier 2 timing push with a ton of fiends, many players are not actually ready for that because they expect a tier 3 timing instead. And for Grinchy's side, we are going to see Keeper. Gonna be Keeper Archers. Looks like he got the Wisp in position for the pull on the next camp. So could have a pretty efficient creep here. Some small thing that I'll just mention. Oh, Grinchy's actually doing it. He switched his Archer to the Sea Giant. Oh, now he switched it back to the Troll. Looks like he just wants to get rid of the Troll right away. Sometimes it's good to like keep the damage types on the right armor types. So like the normal damage tree on the medium armor Trolls, and the piercing damage on the heavy armor Sea Giant, so that you get that little bit of damage better. But overall, it's like a very small thing. Oh, it is going to be Crypt Lord, so PSJ is apparently a very North Drakkar style with an actual Crypt Lord, and even against Night Elf. Grinchy going for the pull, way ahead in creeping, because the Fiend build is pretty slow at creeping. Looks like one of the newer treants is going to get focused. Not ideal to lose one of the longer duration treants, but Grinchy does switch the focus. And will get okay items. Ring's not too good now, but it will be good later on like a second hero DH if he goes for that. Crypt Lord is on the field. I was curious if he rallied properly here, but it looks like he's gonna just build up his summons right away anyways, and it's going to actually be less of a pure fiends right away and more of a quick tech. So I wonder if his build could actually be slightly different. Maybe his graveyard could be slightly later because he actually went for 3 ghouls. The normal fiend build is 2 fiends right away with like 2 ghouls and you reach 20 food, right? You're like 20 out of 20. But he went to 19 food with a fiend plus a ghoul instead. Ooh, Grinchy gonna come over for the harass. Not gonna be able to do much here. It's very difficult to harass a Crypt Lord unless you get good detonates. But you don't really even want to go for detonates unless you have extra wisps. Yeah, Grinchy's not going to use it here, which I think is the right call. You don't want to waste it on just 2 summons, if possible, when there's a Crypt Lord. If it's like 2 Skellies, you know, it's reasonable. But ideally you want to hit like 1 or 2 Skellies with like 2 or 3 Beetles as well, type of thing. Those are like the big detos that'll get you a ton of XP and cripple the Undead's creeping. Undead, on the other hand, does get level 2 already, but this is all fine for Grinchy because he went for a fairly quick expo. Did he actually expo before he teched as well? I think he did. So he's going to have very quick expo. I wonder if it's going to be Mass Dryads. I assume potentially Mass Dryads, which does have a lot of value against the Crypt Lord and summons. But you do still have to be careful with the Mass Dryads because of the amount of fiends that the Undead's going to have. If you're if you're a little too aggressive with those Dryads ever and get caught out, you will find your Dryads just die so quickly to the Focus Fire. But yeah, we do see the early tier 2, and it is going to be the Burrow. This is a key thing with these Mass Fiend gameplay, especially without Coil, is you rely a lot on having Burrow. Burrow is just so valuable because many Night Elves will not have a Dust of Appearance right away. A lot of Night Elves will wait to buy Dust until after they see Burrow, but that's sometimes too late because the push is already coming with this sort of Crypt Lord tier 2 style. That being said, Night Elf can have a Wisp here. There is trees along the lab, but Grinchy does not currently have it. Is he actually moving it there? Is he aware? No, he's bringing the Wisp with him. I was like, dang, is he actually going to do it? But he's actually just bringing it with him, which is not bad either. He does want to get some Detos here. This could actually... Ooh, huge Deto. Level 3. Could go for some Entangles now. Well, should I be having Booster open on this? Also, I thought normally the Observer mode was the other Observer mode. Apparently this, the old Observer mode still works. Yeah, Grinchy reaching level 3 here off the summons is huge. I do got Booster active now. Hopefully that's better for you guys from the Observer standpoint. Kind of forgot to add that earlier. Is it active on stream? No, it should be active on stream. There we go. I should have had that up from the start. Forgive me, I am just a rookie caster now. I have not casted in like half a year or a year. Yeah, Grinchy's in a great position here with the expansion up. It is going to be Mass Tier 1 actually. So is he going to go something like Alchemist or DH? DH. Okay, he does have a Ring of Protection for it. I wouldn't have hated Alchemist. Play it kind of like the style against Orc with Hunts and Archers. Although maybe you don't want Hunts against this. Not sure. Mass Archers is it's like okay typing wise, like piercing versus piercing. But you do got to be careful because if the Undead ever gets on top of these Archers, they will die super quick. Unlike the Fiends that have Burrow and Statue Heal. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be the push. Ooh, forgets one Archer. That one will be going down, it seems. And no reveal. Did he get Dust? He did not get Dust either. So Grinchy's going to have to be very careful here. He's likely going to have to focus down the heroes, particularly the Naga if possible. Maybe even the statues. Because the Fiends, if microed properly, are going to be very difficult without reveal. And Grinchy's going to go in. He's going for the Crypt Lord. Crypt Lord has no Ritual Dagger here, so he's going to have to rely on just Statue Heal. But he does, of course, have a ton of armor because he's got 1 point of Carapace, Ring +4, and he's already up to 11 armor. Very tanky boy. But Grinchy got some good damage on it. Definitely worthwhile, but the whole Fiend army is still here. The push is coming, and the food is about even. Grinchy's out of Moonwells as well. Ooh, nice Focus Fire with the Entangle. This is going to be the key, I think. Oh, Wanda Negation going to save that Fiend, though. Does he burrow? He does burrow, and this is the problem. Grinchy is going to be able to do damage here, but if the burrows are timely, as they have been so far, he doesn't actually kill anything, and PSJ looks to be in a great position here. Grinchy leaving the trees behind so far. Gonna rely on the clarity for now. And yeah, as I mentioned earlier, the biggest mistake here so far is just not having a Wisp at the lab and not preemptively buying Dust when he knows that this is the style of play. But we do have a big army of 6 Treants here. This is going to be a huge front line. He just needs to get them beyond the buildings so they can actually get to work. And we will see one Fiend going down. The key here for Grinchy is he can... Oh, he does got Dust now. He got the Dust from his shop. That's going to help a lot. There is a couple Fiends here still burrowed. And we are finally taking out the Naga. Naga is already low mana though, so not as huge of a factor anymore. But getting rid of the Naga is definitely crucial to prevent the Undead from focusing down in return. Ooh. Naga falls. DH gets staffed out. With 6-0, it dies to like... Was that the Beetle? I think it was a Fiend shot. I didn't see the Fiend shot, but Fiends do have a delayed attack where it will still connect even after a staff because of how it's like programmed in the game, I guess. But this looks decent for Grinchy now, although he does lose a Moonwell, which means he's kind of supply blocked. As long as Grinchy is able to keep having dust and getting some entangles on these Fiends, he should eventually clean this up. But PSJ does get a tower up, so it's not over for him for sure. And the level 4 Criplord as well is a pretty beastly frontliner. Did he go... Oh, he never actually went a 4 spell yet. He could get level 2 Carapace here and be even tankier. Honestly, it's a bit difficult for Grinchy to take out some of these units, but with the dust, and now with level 4 and Entangle, he should be able to take out quite a lot of these Fiends. But the archers are all about to fall as well, and this Criplord might level up to 5. Level 5 Criplord with max level Beetles could be pretty scary. These Beetles are beasts. Look at this, 440 health. These are like upgraded versions of ghouls or something, basically. These things are going to be very difficult to deal with on pure archers. It's going to rely on a lot of wisps. He does have 2 trees to build wisps from, and if he can get some timely mana burns to prevent more beetles from coming out, Grinchy can still do this. But ooh, the triple burrow. You can get some statue heal on this as well, and on Blight. These are going to heal up so quickly. It's actually somewhat even. I think PSJ might have the slight edge though because of the level 5 Criplord. I thought Grinchy was maybe going to be holding this after the Naga kill and after he got dust from his shop. You know, level 4 where he has level 2 Entangle now alongside the Treants. But this Beetle man, I don't know, Criplord's looking kind of beastly. And the one wagon as well is putting in some work. Getting some big chunk damage from long range. And as well as taking out these buildings. I think he took out the Hunter's Hall there, the one Moonmount earlier. And the Criplord's going to be very difficult to take out himself. Grinchy's going to have to get some timely entangles on any Fiends that go out of position. He needs to get the Fiend army dwindled down to... Dwindled down? I don't know. I think I said that wrong. He needs to cut off these Fiends so that the Undead does not have as much focus fire. Ooh, he's going to actually go for the Criplord. I'm not sure if that's the right call, but he did get a decent chunk of damage. The problem is, once the Criplord gets onto Blight and gets in statue range, if he goes over to the heal statue, he'll heal up pretty quick. Ooh, but he does get entangled again, and this could be quite a big chunk of damage. Do we get a mana burn as well, preventing any more beetles? Yeah, Criplord's out of the fight, and now the Naga's going to go down. The focus fire on these heroes working well for Grinchy, but is it going to be enough? Ooh, Criplord's coming forward again. Do we have an entangle? 4 mana, 3 mana? He's going for the clarity. He actually has an entangle now. If that Criplord's out of position again, if he brings it off of Blight here again, it might actually die. Especially if there's like a Treant block or a DH block on it. But as you can see, ooh, PSJ really needs to switch this statue to heal as well, instead of mana, because he really just needs heal, to be honest, on the Criplord. The mana is of course useful, but we are going to get a mana burn before any more beetles. And Grinchy going for the focus fire. He just wants to dive in here. There are a couple beetles on the background that could start hitting these archers, and look how much they chunk them when they actually hit these archers. It's around 25 average normal damage against medium armor. Those are some big hitting beetles. As you can see here, it's like 35 or so damage each hit. And the tree is going down. I don't know if Grinchy can save this. He can repair, but then he's going to be effectively not mining from 2 bases if he's repairing. Ooh, the tree goes down. Grinchy going for the Hail Mary kill on the Crypt Lord, put the Crypt Lord levels to 6. And PSJ will be taking game 1. Strong showing from the Crypt Lord push. And the PSJ does take it in the end. I think Grinchy was looking decent at a couple points, but I think he needed to pick apart a couple units more than he did. Either with a little bit more focus fire on those fiends earlier or something. All right, game 2, Concealed Hell. I believe this is a best of 5. Could be wrong. Let me update the score. It is psjwandao 1-0 against the ThaGrinchy31 or the ThaGrinchy31. Best of 5. Okay, let's see. Let's see if we play the same sort of style again. I forget what I was saying. Oh yeah, I was talking about the Demon Hunter pick by Grinchy. So personally, I'm not a huge fan of Demon Hunter second here. Like if you already have Demon Hunter first pick because you're just a Demon Hunter player, that's fine. But if you go Demon Hunter second, I feel like you can already just rely on the Wisp Detos to probably hit the Crypt Lord's mana a lot of the time anyways. And you don't have to go for the mana burn. You mostly want like level 2 mana burn against something like the Naga, so you can take the Naga out very quickly in this push. But you don't get level 3 DH as a second hero. It's only when it's a first hero. So I think Grinchy probably would have done better with just like an Alchemist with Heal Spray and later Acid Bomb, or maybe Acid Bomb first and then Heal Spray, or with like a Naga and just Focus Fire, or yeah. See, that's what I think too. If you're gonna go DH second, the DH needs to hit 3, but you're not going to hit 3 against this sort of all-in tier 2 push, right? Like you don't have time to creep against this because it's a tier 2 push, not a tier 3 push. It's a very different timing. The other timing for Undead where they go tier 3 is, you know, a much different style where you have time to creep multiple orange camps and get level 3 on your second hero. But that's just not the case here, which is why I think something like a Naga second or a Alchemist second or I don't know, some other hero. Could even have been a summon hero. I think some people mentioned like Tinker or something, you know, maybe even Beastmaster, or you could go Pit Lord with Rain of Fire. I don't know. I don't know if that would actually be good, but it could be. It could be okay. But the DH second is just kind of a liability, and you end up having to invest heal potions into the DH as well. I would have liked to see Alchemist. Alchemist fits well with the mass tier 1 style because he was already just massing archers. Because with Heal Spray, you're actually able to heal archers very efficiently because they have a low health pool, and Heal Spray does a decent amount of healing. So that's what I would have liked to see, but we are going to see a completely different game this time. Or not necessarily completely different, but quite a bit different because it is going to be a Fire Lord Tavern Hero build instead. We will move on to talking more about this game and less about the last game, although it does seem to be similar playstyle from PSJ at least, and I'm sure Grinchy's aware of that. So this is his counterplay to it. He's got good items. Firelord is in fact an agility hero for those that don't know. So Slippers of Agility, pretty good here for damage. Stats all around are pretty good for Firelord though, because obviously the intelligence matters a lot for being able to actually cast all the spells. There's also a beetle still attacking the Crypt. Intelligence helps a lot for casting a bunch of spells, getting that mana pool. Strength helps a lot because Firelord doesn't have much strength, and extra health is nice. And then of course Agi, nice because it's actually damage on the Firelord. Ooh, we're gonna see like a early I was like, is he gonna try to pull this or something? Because this does not look enough to do it very easily. But no, he's just gonna go for the safe little camp, trying to work towards level 3 here. I don't believe this is actually 3 though, but it's close, right? He just needs like one more creep kill or something, or some summon kills. PSJ is getting his creeping done just fine, and she's not really hindering it, playing his own game. And it looks to be just a one base playstyle, potentially. So we might see Grinchy go more of like an archer bear style here instead of expansion mass archers. And I do think this could work well. The key here is stalling until you actually have the bears. And then Orb of Venom will help a lot as well if he gets tier 3 quickly. I didn't check if Grinchy made an extra wisp at tier 1, but if he did make an extra wisp at tier 1 and it's been harvesting wood this whole time, he could end up actually teching right away to tier 3 and get a very good timing. But it looks like he'll probably have to produce a wisp or 2 on tier 2. His wood isn't that high, he's only at 300, and he still needs to make, I assume, multiple lures, which is 300 and another 200 for the tree. And then, yeah, the hero as well. It's going to be Naga second. So yeah, much different style here. Grinchy is going to go for the more ranged, ranged focus fire style. He doesn't have entangle anymore for this focus fire, so it's just going to be essentially just lots of damage and like frost arrow slow, but definitely still strong. And PSJ looks like he's getting ready for the push. He's getting back to his base to buy items, maybe getting some beetles. Yeah, we got the sack skull. He's gonna get one in negation and go. Yeah, he's got the statue coming. Looks like he's saving some gold maybe. Okay, he does get the one in negation. Do we see the second hero coming now? Is Grinchy gonna be ready for this? He does still have a long way until bears actually. Not the quickest tech. I don't think these wisps were queued up right away. He went for the Naga instead of the lures as well right away. So only one lure is even up. We could actually see only one lure and then one AOW and then like Archer Bear and just like a couple bears that slowly make it out. We'll see exactly what he does. Whereas PSJ not actually all inning. Surely he's not going for an exploit this timing, right? Especially because he bought one in negation. I assume it's going to be an all-in still. He's likely just waiting for his statues and maybe a wagon or a second statue. No, it is going to be tier 3. So different playstyle here, but not an expansion either. Second slaughter, okay. So both players changing it up. PSJ maybe going for mass A-bombs. Did he already get... He already got a damage upgrade on the Fiends. He could be going for destroyers. Grinchy does actually reveal it as well. Very nice reveal timing. He spots all the production buildings, sees the second slaughter, even sees the army. And he's reached decent levels, got the item in the middle. Khadgar's pipe is okay. It's actually pretty valuable on Firelord because Firelord does go through its mana quite quickly. Lava spawns are in fact one of the highest cost spells in the game, apart from ultimates, at 150 mana. And Firelord's not even an intelligence hero. We went over that earlier, it's an agi hero, so not even like the largest mana pool that hero could have. But interesting style from both so far. Very passive, both sides just creeping. I'm curious what'll be... Ooh, is it going to be Mass Destroyer? No, it's going to be... It is still going to be some sort of push, it seems. I wonder if PSJ is going to have like a 60 food ziggurat here soon. And then maybe even just buy 2 heroes and then push. Like we could see like Naga Lich, we could see like Naga Tinker or Naga Alchemist or something. Some sort of push. Because it does feel like it's going to be a push. I mean, we have a wagon. He's selling the sentry, which means he doesn't care about map presence anymore. He just wants to get the gold, get his items, and go. See more beetles on the field. We'll see what happens. Grinchy over here creeping does get level 3 already now. And has pretty good items, honestly. Slippers for the Fire Lord. Robe on the Naga. Very strong. Are we going to see a keeper or bottom third? It is going to be the bottom. The Priestess of the Moon. And a damage upgrade. Ooh, and it's going to be MGs. So I was thinking it might be like a few bears, because they're pretty valuable with Roar. And potentially even Rejuve. But it's going to be MGs instead. MGs can definitely be strong, but they require so much time and research, right? Like he's getting hardened skin already. He doesn't even have the food for it anymore. We're going to have a little skirmish here, but it looks like Grinchy just wants out. Not even going to try focusing anything. I think Grinchy maybe could have stayed slightly longer, focused a Fiend down and forked lightning it. But looks like he was just didn't want to get caught out, got out right away, made sure his archers didn't die. And now he's likely just set up to defend against a push. I mean, he's got lots of archers with increased range. Did he get marksmanship? I feel like this damage is low for marksmanship. I don't think he actually has it yet, does he? I don't know. I don't actually remember the damage numbers anymore from playing like direct strike and stuff like that. Ooh, little misposition there by Grinchy, and the orb is actually on the Naga, which I think is least ideal, because Naga can actually use Frost Arrow instead. But the damage from Grinchy is huge. Oh, we actually have double orb already. Okay, pretty strong. Does the Fire Lord have Incinerate? It does. Okay, so he's going to rely on Incinerate on the Fire Lord, and then Orb of Venom on the Naga. And yeah, this Purple Lord's already taken out of the fight. We do have Disease Cloud getting spread, which is definitely going to be huge against these archers. But the damage from the Night Elf is insane here with double Venom, True Shot, and level 2 Incinerate, and the Undead army is just melting. This push was a very slow push with tier 3, and I just don't know if it's going to be enough. He is almost killing the Naga here, but not going to be enough. Does have, like I said, the Disease Cloud spread a little. I think it might only be on one archer and the heroes, but if this game goes long, which it seems to be going, it's going to be very valuable for Grinchy because he can always head over to Fountains. And Fountains are very much in favor of the Night Elf, with MGs in particular. Being able to heal MGs at the Fountain is insane value. Not to mention, he should have Wellspring, and it looks like he's even going to go even more defensive with Nature's Blessing. She seems to be in an amazing spot here. I think PSJ just kind of missed his timing. Well, I think he hit the timing he wanted, but his timing is just maybe not as good against what he was facing this time. Because he went for a tier 3 style push, which gets wagons, destroyers, and Disease Cloud. But by this time, Grinchy's already crept a ton of camps. He's got double Orb of Venom. You know, his hero levels are pretty high. And I think this just worked out much better for Grinchy this time. He even got MGs with the attack defense research upgrade online. And we do have Owl as well. Always pretty valuable when you are going Orb, because you don't need Searing Arrow with Orb. And Owl is honestly an extremely strong skill. You just don't see it much because Priestess is not usually a hero beyond like a third hero. And if it's a first hero, they go Searing Arrow anyways. Anyways, Grinchy is aware of this expo. Is he going to push it, or is he going to expand himself? I'm also curious if he's going to continue to go MGs at all, or if he's going to actually switch off of the MGs into bears. He only has the one MG, spent a lot to get this with the lore and the attack reduction research, the MG itself, and he only has one. But Grinchy's still strong here as long as he can like staff out the. Ooh, PSJ not paying attention. One destroyer already falling. Second one pulled back in time. But yeah, you see this focus fire here, and these A bombs are even dying quite quickly. And Grinchy's going to be able to just focus things down. There's not going to be much heal. It's only a level 1 Death Knight. Death Knight not even in the control group, it seems, kind of left behind. And as long as Grinchy saves the MG, this is always going to be a favorable trade. Does he pull it back in time? It does seem like he will be able to. There's no catch. There's no Nova or Impale or anything on this MG, and it just walks back to the fountain. Grinchy honestly might even just be winning here. The Cripplord falling so quickly. He's got one potion. Did we get any coils? Might see one coil here. Cripplord's going to fall down, and Grinchy seems to be already just taking this one. PSJ decided to pull back and go for an Expo after the failed push, but at this point, Grinchy's levels are just way too good. You got 5, 4, 3 heroes with 2 Orbs of Venom. Pretty powerful. He did go for max level Lava Spawn instead of max level Incinerate. I do think max level Lava Spawn is pretty valuable, especially because the Undead doesn't necessarily want to make destroyers since he's against a lot of archers and no bears so far. So the destroyers aren't that huge, which means the lava spawn can get a lot of freedom in the fights. Yeah, PSJ gonna likely try for one more fight under these towers, but I think at this point, if Grinchy wants to, he can just dive in. The focus fire is going to be so good here, and I don't see how PSJ is going to survive in the long run. There's not even acolytes to like repair these, and not even a gold mine coming up. Yeah, here we got the focus fire. Look how quickly this A-bomb melts from the Venom and the Incinerate. Death Knight doesn't even have Unholy Aura yet. We got some reveals on the Fiends in case of Burrow, but nothing spotted. And yeah, Grinchy takes out the hero, goes for the statue. That will be GG, and we're going to have a 1-1 series as we head into game 3. I think it's a best of 5, so they still do have 2 more games instead, in case you want to spread your life savings out over 3 games, or potentially 3 games, if they go 5 games. Maybe it only goes 4 games. Who knows? I didn't write the script. I don't know who's winning. Anyways, here we go. Game 3. Score is 1-1 for Grinchy, our Night Elf bottom left, against psjwandao, our Undead in the top right. Ooh, and we got a different game this time. It is going to be Fast Altar for the Undead. I'm wondering if this is actually still North Drakkar style though, because I have seen North Drakkar in particular do this on Northern Isles, because you can find like 3 critters along the path here, I believe, and you can just do the Scorpion camp with like 2 skeletons, 4 beetles, a Cripplord, and just kill the weak scorpions and get more beetles and skellies as well. You can like do this camp with just your hero at the start. That actually might be what it is. We do see the acolyte here. I wonder if Grinchy's aware of this. Does he know that this is in fact a Northern Isles special? And it is going to be the Cripplord. So it is still going to be the normal play, but it just relies on playing solo Cripplord at the start. If Grinchy's aware of this, because I mean, even I know this, and I am not particularly a study of these players. If Grinchy knows this, he could punish it, but I'm not sure if he does. Anyways, yeah, but yeah, as you can see, there's multiple critters along the way. He at least caught 2 critters. There's one here and one somewhere here, like here or something here. I believe there's normally like 3 critters. Oh, he's looking for this one, the seal. He's hoping it travels back so that he can get the 3rd critter. And then what do we got for... Ooh, we got another Tavern Hero for Grinchy. So will Grinchy go for the Fire Lord again, or is it going to be something else? Could see like a Beastmaster, to be honest. I do think Beastmaster could be pretty cool. Like Beastmaster Bear. But I assume it's likely going to be Fire Lord again. Yeah, it is going to be Fire Lord. Car, the ever burning. Yeah, we had some nice raids earlier from Back to Warcraft, and oh, he's actually going to kill his acolyte for a corpse because he wants the skellies. Or maybe a third set of beetles. I assume you go for skellies here because they're more valuable for damage and health. And then yeah, you kill the two. I guess maybe the web spinner first, and then the 2 level 1s, and you just get more beetles and skellies. And this is the little Northern Isles Crypt Lord special. You're able to take Scorpion Camp right away with just only the hero, and it allows you to get your fast tech. You don't even have to rely on the fiends or the ziggurats. Ooh, Grinchy does spot it though. He was aware. I wonder if the Wisp was just driving over here, or if he actually knew it. But the creep does get stopped. A little late to stop it. Like some of the creeps were actually already killed. But definitely still very worth. He's going to actually be able to clean the camp up himself now. Because without all the small scorpions, he can easily just kite the level 5 tank on his hero or the lava spawn if he wants. Yeah. And what do we got? We got tech, we got hunters off. And ooh, bunch of items sold. So it is gonna likely be a tier 2 all-in with all these items sold. I assume he doesn't want to wait till tier 3 this time. But his army is quite weak so far. He hasn't actually built up very much because his ziggurat was pretty late. And he's still going to be reliant on the Crypt Lord creeping. Does get 1 beetle purged here. You can actually get, if you get the first hit off with your ghoul or Crypt Lord, you can get them purged instead, so the beetle doesn't get purged, but just a small thing. On the other side, Grinchy, after stopping that crucial camp from the Undead, is going to just keep creeping himself. He is nearing level 3. And he has... I wouldn't say these are like the greatest items, but they're like okay. Ring of Regen might not have much value here because of like the ranged hero is not necessarily getting focused. Unless he goes for like a melee hero as a second hero. But it's probably going to be a Naga again. Gloves of Haste are okay. The main drawback of Gloves of Haste is it does make you go through your mana much quicker if you're running Incinerate and or Frost Arrow. And sometimes you still want that mana for Lava Spawns and Forked Lightning instead. So you'd rather just have Claws or something. Okay, Grinchy gonna go for the middle. Does get level 3. Has triple Lava Spawn here as well, so it should be pretty easy. PSJ gonna head middle as well, or just get a couple easy camps for his own level 3. He will need to probably snipe the item here to get level 3. And then maybe he'll push across. Is it gonna be the tier 2 push again? Ooh, we got Slaughter and Temple this time. So it might be the Banshee Statue Fiend type push. We do have the early Burrow. Burrow, obviously pretty powerful. Oh. Timely Wisp Scout. Is he going to get the Detto? Does get a couple beetles, but not the hugest Detto. 2 beetles is not ideal. I think when you're Dettoing beetles, you want to get at least 3. Because they're... yeah, they're just not as expensive as something like Skellies. And Skellies, you already sometimes question whether it's worth to Detto only 2. Book of the Dead for Grinchy. This could actually be an insane item if he's facing a push, but only if he can bait out the Wand of Negation on his lava spawns and stuff first. Or maybe there won't even be a Wand of Negation this time. If he's aware that there's a Fire Lord, but maybe he doesn't care enough about the Fire Lord summons and he just skips the Wand of Negation. We'll see. If he does pick it up though, it could be very powerful at getting rid of the Book of the Dead. Ring of Regen actually going to be decent here because he did tank a lot on his hero, and now just going to go level up the DH. He did in fact go for Demon Hunter again this time, like he went for in the first game. Not opting to go for the mass range this time with the Naga, but he is still going to go 2 or 3, so it might still be Archer MG. Yeah, it is going to be Archer MG. I'm still a much bigger fan of like Archer Bear, unless it's maybe versus human, because I think Archer Bear can do better versus this. But MGs are fine if you can like get enough of them online. The thing is, this push is already coming, and Grinchy's not ready. He already used the Book of the Dead for the creeping. DH still a bit low. He is going to probably just take the item and leave. Yeah, it's going to be Claws 12. That's going to help a lot alongside these Gloves of Haste and the already fast attack speed of the Fire Lord. Tier 3 almost done as well. Although, not very valuable here apart from maybe marksmanship. I'm not even sure if he's going to buy an orb, because he's likely using Incinerate on the Fire Lord, which is also an orb effect. Ooh, and, oh, it's actually going to be Necros, not Banshees. Necros obviously very strong for a push as well, but you do have to be careful with them because you have so many things susceptible to Wisp Detos, and he's not stopping the Wisp. We get one Deto there. There's still multiple Unholy Frenzies off though. Grinchy needs to bring more Wisps out. But he can focus down these ghouls now that they've dove in. Ooh, and we actually have Impale. I didn't even notice. He actually went level 1 Impale this time instead of Carapace. That's not going to be as ideal against a Demon Hunter that can mana burn him down. But so far, Grinchy's kind of just getting overwhelmed. He's not bringing out the Wisps. He's got one here. Ooh, nice Deto on the Skelly Mages. It's going to help a lot. The Necros are running out of mana. They're only going to have like one more set of summons once they get just that little bit more mana. But can Grinchy stop the push before then? The Crippler taking a lot of damage, but will pop the greater heal that he had. And healed back up quite a lot there. Grinchy going to have to rely a lot on his heroes here. He does have a very strong Fire Lord. It's almost level 5 with very strong attack items. He just needs to make sure that the Fire Lord is always attacking. Particularly that the Fire Lord's always attacking the same target as well, because Incinerate does do some stacking damage if you keep focus firing. Ooh, Burrow, he does have the shop here. You can see the dust. Another Deto goes out, but not connecting on very much. I think they only hit like one Skelly. Still 4 Skellies on the field, and it looks like Grinchy might be having some trouble with the skeleton army, and the towers being up as well are going to be a huge problem. He does manage to get level 3 DH, but the DH is just not able to get into the fight for very long. Soaking up some heal potions. He will have MGs now. I'm not sure if they have the attack reduction research, but he can potentially use them to just tank a bit and then eventually smack down the towers. The problem is he can never really heal the MGs because he's just out of Moonwells and there's no rejuve or anything. Got some nice focus fire on that Crypt Lord. Not sure if he's going to be able to get it. Without something like Entangle or Frost Arrow though, you can't really chase down any units, especially as they dive back onto Blight and tower range. And Grinchy's just kind of cornered in his base, not really able to push out properly. And it looks like this Fire Lord damage is just not enough against Burrow and Blight and Statue Heal. Do we have the dust? We do have the dust. Does pop the dust. Should be able to get a couple Fiend kills here. Really needs to get some of these Incinerate Explodes as well. Especially on those Skelly Mages, when they drop low health from the one Deto, if you can just hit the Skelly Mages once, the Incinerate will explode them. Yeah, we do see nice reveal here, but there's just not much here. Grinchy's just stuck on only his heroes and his shop pretty much. no supply, no expo. And apart from PSJ overextending and losing a hero, I'm not sure how Grinchy pushes out of this. He does get a couple Fiend kills. I think one of them was denied in XP, but he did reach level 5 Firelord. He went for Lava Spawn as well. I wasn't sure if maybe he'd just go on Incinerate and just rely on Firelord right clicks, but he does actually go with the Lava Spawn instead. Probably the more solid choice anyways. If he can get this Lava Spawn to split a couple times, honestly, he could have an army from it. But I just don't know if he can, because there's 3 towers here, and the Undead's just kind of building up on Blight, healing up with the statues. Richie's trying to do what he can, but DH dropping low, and DH just having to continually chug these potions in the background. Ooh, Undead starting to dive though. Could we see the Crypt Lord get focused down? One more hit. Crypt Lord does fall down. Grinchy maybe having a small chance here again. The problem is he's running out of wisps and he needs to build moonwells. I think he needs to have his wonders eat the trees here and then build moonwells here, because he can't make anything. Can't even make wisps right now. The only thing he has is a shop to buy stuff from. And that's just not enough, because the shop's probably already running out of potions if it's not already out. So he needs to create space in the back of his base, eat some trees, make some more moonwells with the 2 wisps he still has. Yeah, it looks like he's trying to make something off to the side, but it's spotted and it's going to actually die. Not cancelled. Crypt Lord already bought back from the tavern. Level 4 Crypt Lord. We see some nice focus fire, but it is not going to be enough. The Undead just had too strong of a position. Grinchy was stuck too much in his base with nowhere to build. And PSJ, our Undead player, is going to take the lead 2-1. I think this map's elf favored, but I could see something interesting with the Shadow Priest for the Undead. Let's see. I believe the prediction will close in the next couple minutes, so if you did want to predict, get your predictions in. Looks like we got everyone who's broke now. They're only predicting like 10 points. Unlucky. Surely you'll one day hit it big. Okay. This is game 4. Let me update the score. It is our Undead player in the yellow at the bottom right, psjwandao, playing an Altar Crypt build this time. I don't know if he's actually done this yet. He had the fast altar for the Northern Isles Crypt Lord Creep Route special, which didn't actually even work, but then he still won the game anyway. But I don't think he's done this build in particular yet. It was either the Crypt Graveyard or the Altar Zig, but now it's actually Altar Crypt and then Zig, so a bit different. Will it still be Crypt Lord? It is going to be Lich. Okay, so my questioning whether Crypt Lord was actually any good on this map now seems to be a reasonable question to ask, because we're not even seeing the Crypt Lord. It's going to be Lich. And this makes me wonder if we're going to see a different all-in style. Like, is it going to be a tier 1 all-in? Because a tier 1 all-in could be pretty strong. Like, if you catch the Night Elf when they're mid-creeping something like this, you could actually pick off 2 or 3 archers right away and then push to win. Obviously, the elf should hopefully have, you know, a wisp somewhere here to spot it, or somewhere here to spot it coming to his side of the map, but yeah. And it is going to be Tavern Hero for Grinchy again, maybe Fire Lord again. I'm personally not a huge fan of the Fire Lord style, but I mean, it's an okay hero, I guess. I just feel like it doesn't particularly do better. Ooh, I do like Beastmaster though. I think if Beastmaster can get 3, the bear is insanely powerful against these sort of undead push strats. But Firelord may actually have been better against this, because this is going to be a tier 1 all-in. Does he sell the relics and buy another crypt in Ziggurat though? Or it does seem to be a tier 1 all in. He did get rid of the altar, got rid of the TP scroll. But the first camp is pretty safe for the Night Elf, although he hasn't actually finished it yet because since it's a tavern here, it's a little bit slower, and he never actually got the level 5. Ooh, but he has 2 bears on the field. Grinchy can definitely turn and fight this. But is anyone going to get the level 5, or is it just going to be open? Nice little Detto. Gets rid of the Blight. Bears will be pretty good at killing the Ziggurats as well, and 1 ghoul already fell. It's looking okay for Grinchy, but the Beastmaster has taken quite a bit of damage. He's going to need to wait for these wells to heal back up again. But with all the archers alive, Grinchy should be in a good spot. He just needs to make sure to get rid of the Blight again, get rid of the Skellies. And I think this push was a little too preemptive by the Undead. I don't actually hate this tier 1 push on this map in particular, but I really feel like he should have added a second crypt, especially if he was going to all in. He could have sold the relics, like he sold the altar, and then had a second crypt as well. Ooh. 1 archer does fall, but yeah, Grinchy's cleared out most of the army. There's just like the Lich and 1 ghoul here, and that's just not going to be enough. The Ziggurat is never going to get up. There's just not enough ghouls. With 1 crypt, you just don't have enough. And yeah, I think this is just going to be a failed push. Will PSJ play it out? I mean, Grinchy is still tier 1. He never actually finished this camp yet, and he might even lose his Ancient War if he's not quick enough. Looks like he is going to be able to save it. PSJ is going to play it out though, but it's a horrible position for the Undead because on the Night Elf side, he's already 2.5 or 2.7 really. 2.7 off of 1 camp plus defending the harass is huge. Now he just gets like 1 more camp, whether it be the Merc camp and Mercs themselves or Gold Mine and maybe even set up an Expo. And he'll have level 3 and just be insanely powerful. Does go for the tech right away. Does want to make sure he gets to Dryad soon, I believe. I think that's the right choice. I wouldn't have hated making just more tier 1 and expanding. Maybe by Mercs or something too. But Dryads are what you really want. Because you want the slow, you want to be able to abolish Skellies or whatever you're facing. Let's see. Ooh, PSJ is actually going to add his altar again, which indicates likely a tier 3 tech, or potentially he just wants the hero on tier 2 from the altar. But yeah, you do need altar to go from tier 2 to tier 3, so that might be why he's re-adding it. Expensive to backtrack like that after the failed push. Yeah, this looks very Grinchy favored so far. So we might be seeing a 2-2 series going into game 5 unless PSJ can turn this around after the failed push he had. He is getting some creeping done, but still severe level difference. He's only 2.4 against Grinchy, who's already 3.5. And a high level Beastmaster can be quite scary, especially when the Undead does not have very high tech, because the Beastmaster summons are very difficult to deal with if you do not have tier 3. Ooh, 1 ghoul going to fall. But you should be able to clean this camp up eventually. This camp does take quite a while, because there's a lot of decently high leveled creeps, as well as Inner Fire, which is Inner Fire and on some other camps that have Frost Armor. Those are like 2 of the slowest creep camps to creep, basically. Ooh, another ghoul fell. Does he lose this one as well? Oh, okay. Does manage to save this one. Might have been macroing a bit or something. Does get tier 3 tech. Gonna see a lot of ghouls so far. Maybe gonna see like some ghoul destroyer play. wouldn't hate that, especially against this amount of archers. But if it does go into tier 2 lots of dryads, it could be troublesome. Usually you need something like Gargs or Disease Cloud Wagon or Fiends against dryads. Wisp going to spot out the slaughter. Gonna get a Detto on the Skelly just to make sure he doesn't give XP probably by losing the Wisp. And it's gonna be Demon Hunter second. Both games that he went Demon Hunter second so far have been a loss, but this one's looking to be pretty good position for him. I could see Demon Hunter actually being okay this game. That being said, personally, I would have stayed solo Beastmaster until level 5 probably. But I mean, I don't hate this. The DH does level to 3 pretty quickly. Like he only needs one more orange camp and he'll be level 3, so it's quite valuable. Meanwhile, Undead side, yeah, just waiting for that tier 3 tech. Probably Ghoul Frenzy. Is it going to be like, yeah, I think it's just going to be a Ghoul Destroyer push. And he did actually want an altar hero on top of the tech, which is why he remade the altar. We're going to see the Death Knight. Will we see a third hero as well? There's a lot he wants to buy here. Maybe sell the Dust and the Crystal Ball. I think he used the Crystal Ball. Yeah, scanning. Sees only one lore. Because he used 2 scans, I believe. And Grinchy, no wood, having to rely on this Shredder. But it has not paid off just yet. DH should be able to get 3 here. And when you have this much gold, I think you really should be spending a lot on items if you're not going to be able to get wood quickly. He does kind of start to get wood now, though, with the Shredder. But he only has 1 production building, so this is kind of problematic. He doesn't have much production on units. Grinchy really needs to get his units under control, or like his economy under control. Yeah, he does actually add a second lore now. Might actually want 1 more Wisp in case he needs to build Moonwells. But he's also just going for the bear research, but he's just got 6 archers. So honestly, this could be a strong timing by the Undead with Ghoul Frenzy against 6 archers. The problem for PSJ here, though, is he never actually got his Lich's mana that high up yet. He still can get a bit of mana on the way with the statues, but even then, he's only going to be at like half mana if he keeps the statues on the Lich. Or maybe only 130 mana for 1 Nova. We got a late temple added, so maybe Necros again, potentially Banshees. Did he get Destroyer form? He has 2 statues, but I don't know if he actually wants to morph them or if he's just going to use them for healing. Because healing is also quite valuable here. He wants mana, of course, with this Lich. And he wants health across all the ghouls. Huge mana burn. The mana burn actually going to be decently valuable here. And oh my god, this DH has crazy items. If you're going to get a DH second, this is what you want. Helm of Valor, Quel'th the Lost, Periapt. The ghouls are going to work here on the archers, but as they dive in against this DH, the DH is surely going to clean them all up eventually. And the Beastmaster plus the summons is taking out the rest. And it looks like Grinchy should be able to easily stop this push. PSJ went for a little bit of creeping into another tier 3 push after the failed tier 1 push, but I just don't see it being successful. Grinchy's way too stacked at this point. Beastmaster, very tanky, could even give over one of these health potions for something. Honestly, I feel like the Claws of Attack is the least valuable, but maybe the Periapt could be swapped on the DH to the Beastmaster or sold. But yeah, I wouldn't hate getting like one of these heal items here should be on the DH for sure. Yeah, Grinchy has bears now. Has double lures, finally pumping units. He's got his economy under control. He's got his production under control. And the undead just hoping that his slaughters and his triple hero can do something. Ooh, we are going to see a little bit of creepjack here, but Grinchy should be able to easily disengage. Can even leave the summon behind if he wants the creeps to take aggro on something. Yeah, Undead not going to be able to do a lot here. Grinchy going to go for the little wraparound sneak attack from behind on the Undead. PSJ trying to get some creep kills here and might actually be able to get the Ogre Lord in time, but he's going to lose the Naga, I believe, to Mana Burn and an attack? No, Naga will escape with the Unholy Aura. Dryad trying to slow it. Bear is not max level yet, so there is... Oh my... The bash! Oh no! The bear came in with a little timely bash. Stops the Naga Sea Witch in her tracks. Not even those blizzard footprints gonna save her. I was gonna comment the bear is not max level yet, so it doesn't have blink, but it did reach the Naga in time. Takes it out. And yeah, PSJ just looking quite weak right now. He's probably gonna just go for some Disease Cloud and more like A-Bomb Destro, or is he gonna go for oh, okay. So this is gonna be the play. If this doesn't work, then obviously just gonna lose. But I have seen a lot of elves struggle against Possess. And it makes sense. Possess is an extremely strong skill. It doesn't even have the clearest animation because it's very subtle animation. It's just like a little white dot above the unit. Not always the most obvious to see mid-fight when there's like, you know, potentially 10, 20 units on both sides. Ooh, actually I have double Ancient of War here. Guess he's just using him for defense. And we got Talons now. I wonder if Talons with Cyclone could actually be an option against the Banshees. That would actually be kind of cool. But, yeah. Isn't she going to go into attack here? Spots the Banshees, sees two Banshees. Curse was used as well, so the Banshee's a little low mana, and a mana burn here. One Banshee going to fall. DH almost 5. Does not actually get the shop, but forces the TP, which is still pretty huge. I don't think PSJ wanted to have to use a TP there, or even buy a TP if he needed to. And now he's going to lose his shop. Kind of cornered in his base. I don't know if Grinchy will want to push in here, though, because it's kind of difficult pushing in against Slow Tower and Orb of Corruption and Statues and Blight and all that. You know, there's still a lot of sustain on the Undead side and a lot of slow going off here. But he is strong, and he does have a staff and a lot of healing. And he is just going to go in. We are going to see the fight, and Grinchy going to get a good engage here on the Death Knight. The Book of the Dead by PSJ. Going to help out quite a bit, but will it be enough? The Skelly's not going to do all that much yet. There's no Possess yet either, because he never was able to stockpile mana on these Banshees. And it looks like Grinchy's cleaning it up so far. The Book of the Dead army is falling. The Lich has no mana. The Death Knight is dead. Some units starting to fall for Grinchy. A couple bears half health. The Dryad falling. But when PSJ only has the Lich yet, looks like his only play is to go for heroes and get him to TP. But I think with that greater health potion used on the Beastmaster, Grinchy's going to be able to stay here. And he's nearing level 6. Demon Hunter is honestly one of the most stacked Demon Hunters I've seen in a long time. And this was a second hero DH. The Quell the Loss. The Helm of Valor, Periapt of Vitality, Ring of the Archmagi, Orb of Venom. Like, how do you ever get rid of this Demon Hunter? We are going to be going to a game 5. I didn't hate PSJ's idea to go for a tier 1 push, but I do feel like he was less familiar with a tier 1 push than he was with his tier 2 pushes. His tier 1 push came a little too early, right? There was not enough ghouls there. He did not have a second crypt, even though he, as far as I could tell, had enough resources to do a second crypt if he wanted. Game 5, the final game of the series. And it's going to be on Autumn Leaves between ThaGrinchy and psjwandao. Bottom left spawn is PSJ. He's currently been the one taking the lead each time. I think he was up 1-0 and then 2-1, but we are once again at a tie series. Will he be able to close it out again when take the 3-2 lead and victory here? Or will it be our other player at the top right, the blue night elf, ThaGrinchy? And it's going to be Tavern Hero again for Grinchy. I'm curious if he's going to go Beastmaster again, or if it'll be Fire Lord like he has done 2 previous times. On the other side, it was Crypt Graveyard for PSJ. So it's looking to be his standard Crypt Lord style with Fiends right away. I'm sure he will, but he does need to be a little bit careful if he places a Ziggurat here that he makes his rally point proper at the corner. Corners are usually the best places to put rally points. And then you can shift click onto wherever you wanted to go after. Like put the corner and then shift click whatever. Yeah. I assume it's going to be Crypt Lord again. The big question for me here is what style is Grinchy going to play? Because I think PSJ is going to play a tier 2 Crypt Lord push. I think that's what he's done best with so far. He won with that on the Northern Isles. He won with that on Tidehunters. And his losses were the tier 3 push and the tier 1 push, right? So I assume he's going back to the tier push here, or tier 2 push here. It's going to be Crypt Lord. So the real question is Grinchy, what does he go for? Do we see... Ooh, doesn't actually have anything at the tavern. Oh, here we go. I didn't see that wisp off to the side. Is it going to be Firelord again? Or Beastmaster? Or something new? Panda? No, Beastmaster. Alright, I don't hate Beastmaster here. These creeps don't really have Purge for the bear besides this one, but this camp is pretty meaningless to begin with. You ideally want something like this camp, and this camp for level 3. Or maybe switch one of them for this gold mine here instead. But you get the idea. This camp basically just does not give you level 3, so it's not usually worth it. Unless you just need to creep something just because. Gloves of Haste, not ideal. And what do we got here? We do have the tier 2 tech, so we are, as I said, likely looking at the tier 2 push again. Ooh, is PSJ going for this camp right away? There is a wisp spotting it. Grinchy's aware. And he's just going to pull back. I don't think he wanted to creep this camp, but he's going to because the wisp was there. Wisp not going to get the Deado off yet or anything. And two summons actually got purged, which is not the greatest start for PSJ, but not the biggest loss either. The beetles do cost quite a bit of mana to get tons of them though, so you don't really want them to get purged a lot if you can help it. Ooh. Oh no! Was that 4 or 5 summons? I think it was 5 summons, but it might have just been 4. And I think he hit the Crypt Lord as well. That is honestly potentially play of the game already. Because, I mean, it wasn't needed for level 3 Beastmaster. He was going to get level 3 anyways. But it is needed for slowing down the Undead. Now the Undead has to take damage on his Crypt Lord. The creeping is slower. He has to spend more mana, potentially another rod as well for more skellies. But he is still going to get level 3 himself, as it seems, unless Grinchy comes for the creep jack. He might just be going for the creep itself, though. I wouldn't hate this creep. It looks like he's going to go for the creep. So Grinchy looking to get really high level Beastmaster right away. Not going to try to stop the Undead from 3, and instead going to get the Merc Camp, potentially get a Shadow Priest as well. Shadow Priest could be pretty valuable. It is able to get rid of a couple beetles or skellies if you want. You did take quite a lot of damage on this Berserker, but not going to lose anything. And Heal Ward is very good as a defensive tool. Anything you pull back into your base, you can just pop that Heal Ward back here by your shop or something and just, you know, get that heal up because your opponent doesn't want to dive. And Grinchy's just going to keep creeping, and he can do it. Like, this is one of the keys with these summon heroes. They can just continually creep without having to go back to their base and, you know, have to heal up from Moonwells or anything. And this is going to actually get him level 4 Beastmaster. So as long as he has mana, which he should be able to afford from his shop, with clarities and mana potions, he's going to be able to have tons of summons, and these bears and Gwilbies are going to put in work. Crypt Lord never even got 3 either. Ooh, oh yeah, because he took this camp. Because the Crypt Lord went for this camp instead of this camp, he never actually got 3. And so he doesn't actually have the higher level beetles yet either. Not even going to get the bear for 3 here. Could get the last hit with some ghouls, maybe, if he's aware. This would be a huge last hit for the Undead if he can get it. Does he get the kill? No, the tower got it. You can actually stop this attacking if you want, but it's a little annoying. It looks like the tower will deny the kill. Not level 3. Meanwhile, Grinchy's 4-2 with pretty solid items. Beastmaster going to be a very solid tank with these, and Firelord with a lot of damage and with the stats. A lot of ranged units. Beastmaster, of course, with all the summons, going to be very difficult. Did he get... No, he never got the Wand of Negation either, so Grinchy's summons are going to be very strong in this fight. And he did use a Clarity, so he's going to have a lot of Moonwells to use as well. They're almost all full. This one is full. Little scout here. I feel like Grinchy's expecting the push, and I was also expecting a push. But PSJ's taking his time, buying some items. He's got the invuln now. He did get level 3 Crypt Lord off something. He must have killed a Wisp, I believe. Yeah, he must have killed a Wisp because he's got 13 XP here. Which is half a Wisp kill, basically. They're both aware of what's happening, but nothing's happening. Is this like we don't fire till high noon, or we're going in? PSJ looking to push. Is he gonna just dive right in? Oh, Crypt Lord running back. Is he afraid of mana burn? Because there's no actual DH here this time. There are a lot of fiends though. Ooh, Wagon out of position. Grinchy immediately going for it. Huge pick off. PSJ, a little bit of miss micro. This is the drawback of this map in particular because of the way he positioned over there. Ooh, Troll Berserker not getting healed in time from the Moonwell, so there will be one pick off for PSJ. But Grinchy should be strong here. He did buy Dust already this time as well, so he's ready for the Burrow, and it looks like Grinchy should be in a very strong position with these Beastmaster summons. He's got full Moonwells as well to work with. Does need to be a little bit careful of his backline archers against these beetles though. Does not want to let this beetles and the Crypt Lord take out all the archers. But at the same time, he is getting a ton of damage on the fiends and the Naga. The Naga going to fall. One last hit from the Fire Lord does do it. And now going to work back on these fiends. He does still have another dust use as well. And timely summon here going to help, or timely Detto here going to help out against the summons. Another Detto as well, and there goes the Beetle frontline with multiple fiends, low health, and the dust used. I think Grinchy is just going to be able to hold this. There's not much left here for PSJ, and there's a ton of summons. Look at this, there's a bear, there's 4 lava spawns, there's a Quill Beast, and the tier 2 push finally seemingly stopped by Grinchy. He failed the first 2 times against it, but third time, that's one too many. Grinchy was ready for it. Has his own third hero now. Orb of Venom. Actually a second shop as well. Is he going to go Orb on the Fire Lord this time? Or Orb on the Beastmaster? He does have Incinerate again instead of Soul Burn, so I'm not sure if he will go the Orb on the Fire Lord. Oh, yeah, he does have the Orb. And it looks like he's leaving it on the Fire Lord, so yeah. He's just very strong now. This tier 2 push is really just an all-in. Like, now that it's failed, I can't see PSJ realistically winning, but he's still going to try a final push. You definitely don't want to give up in this final game of a best of 5. Ooh, but Fiend, I believe, is trapped, right? Can it get... Oh, maybe it can get out here? Okay, so there is a little gap here because there was a space between the altar and the ziggurats. The summon army! Unleash the summons. Holy. Who needs units when you can just summon everything? Grinchy, I'm able to clean this camp up quite well with these Orbs of Venom. Although... Yeah, there we go. Gotta get those attacks off. Venom putting in work, and this is going to be huge. Beastmaster is going to be 5. Although Grinchy is a little low health here now, and the push is coming in. Grinchy does have a TP and did reach level 5. Ooh, War Drums? Gets the War Drums. Level 5 going to be huge here. Does he go Bear? I think, yeah, Bear. Blink Bear is just going to be a huge problem. It's 1200 health Bear. Although the focus fire here on the bear is actually bringing it down quite quickly. It's already at 200 health. As you can see, the Undead does have a lot of damage. But Grinchy as well, a ton of damage with these Orbs of Venom. And you can just see everything falling to all the summons, all the Quill Beasts and the Lava Spawns. PSJ just doesn't want none of that, trying to run away. But Wagon and Statue both falling, and Grinchy primed to take this game 5. Little Acolyte block here. Noble sacrifice from our Acolyte, but probably not enough. The hero level difference is way too huge. Like, Grinchy's second and third hero are 3 and 2, just as PSJ's first and second hero are. And then he's got a level 5 first hero with the Beastmaster. And is that a third orb? Yeah, he's got 3 Orb of Venoms now. Great items, like a lot of damage and stats on the Fire Lord, tank items on the Beastmaster, War Drums plus True Shot with the Priestess. Just a ton of damage. He still doesn't actually have much units. Like, Grinchy really does not have units. It's just all summons and heroes. He's invested so much in these orbs and like the staff and TP and so on. But sometimes that's all you need. When the armies are this weak, when he's only got a few fiends like this, these Orbs of Venom are just going to be huge. But no. The Owl Scout! The Bash Bear! No. The Owl Scout timed out right then too. Where the Bash Bear comes in, gets a little assassination on that fiend. And Grinchy's just going in with the summons, and PSJ just not having the right response yet. He's trying to go tier 3 for destroyers, but will it be quick enough? It looks like the push is already coming. Grinchy looking to end this with his triple orb. There is a lot of beetles on the field though. If he can keep his heroes alive in the back, but there's no frost tower because the the main is still teching. There's no towers here. It's just the blight. Only the blight advantage here and no actual tower support. So Grinchy can freely get shots off here if he wants. Beastmaster, still a lot of mana. We'll be able to have one more bear, one more quill. Ooh, but the tech finishes tier 3 will allow that frost tower to start shooting. And the slow is going to be huge here. Does Grinchy want to go back in? It looks like he's just going to try to pick off beetles when he can. But I'm not sure if he wants to end it. I would not hate him trying to take out the relics. Can he take it out quick enough though? Oop, getting some nice damage on this Crypt Lord with the Orbs of Venom. The Crypt Lord mispositioned, gonna have to use the greater heal. Does, but now he's getting blocked by the beetles and the acolytes and kind of stuck on the outside here. But Grinchy wanting to back off, not wanting to get trapped in the base here. Beastmaster does not have the TP himself, but he does have invuln, does have staff on the Fire Lord. And yeah, as you can see, Grinchy is just getting lots of pickoffs here. All it's costing him is some mana and a bit of health. But Grinchy hasn't had to invest any units really into this fight. It's just a few archers that, honestly, even if they die, it's not a huge deal. Because he's got an expo coming up. And he's going to finally be able to start pumping out something like bears or MGs. It's going to be bears this time. And PSJ will have one final push here soon. He did actually reach level 3 Naga now. Crypt Lord still quite a ways from 5. I doubt he'll be able to get it before a push. There is an Owl Scout here as well to spot where he's going. It does time out though. Would like to see another Owl Scout on the field. And yeah, second lore being added. Will we see a wind or 2 winds as well? Maybe even a Chim Roost versus A-bombs. Oh, but it is going to be temple. I think Grinchy did see the temple. But he probably doesn't know if it's going to be Necros or Banshees yet, because there hasn't really been any yet. He just sees this. He has the Owl Scout here though. So he knows the creeping was going on. And he should be able to see the Necros soon with the next Owl Scout. Yeah, next Owl Scout going in. Grinchy looking to take the other red camp. This is going to be a huge pickup. Could get level 4 and 3 here on the Fire Lord and Priestess. Not exactly huge level ups per se for them, but still nice nonetheless to get as many levels as you can for those extra stats from leveling. And the level 2 True Shot will be a bit valuable. And the most important is just the item, and I guess even the gold for killing the creep. Huge pickup there. The Fire Lord is kind of a beast. Fire Lord does attack pretty fast, especially with gloves and the extra 3 agi stats. And we're just going to see one more play here by PSJ. I would actually like to see him unsummon some buildings. Because this is an all-in, he should probably get rid of his altar. He should get rid of maybe a slaughter. And yeah. Honestly, if he really wanted to all in, he should maybe even just sell like his citadel as he's going across and pick up heal scrolls or something with it. I don't know about that though, but yeah, I think he should at least get rid of like the slaughter and the altar, because that's easily +1 unit or plus a heal scroll or something. And even bring the ghouls. Like, this needs to be an all-in. There's just no time, right? He knows there's an expo. He's got a beetle here. He cannot afford to prolong the game. So it is going to be an all-in push. Or no, he's going to expand. Okay, he wants to take it long. This is definitely an option, but it's a very slow and risky option because Grinchy sees it, right? He has the owl here. He knows that if he wants to stop it, he can just come across and stop it, and he's going to. He's got bears, he's got lots of summons. Now, there will be a decent amount of skellies here, and if he can get some beetles as well, there's no like mana burn. Grinchy did not bring wisps either. So the skeletons can actually work well here. They're one of the better solutions against things like Orb of Venom, because you don't really, like the Orb of Venom doesn't do well against lots of summons like this. But I just do not know if PSJ has enough necessarily to fight this. It did force Grinchy to come across, though. We are getting potentially our final fight here, and the bears are taking a lot of damage. He even has cripple on some bears, lowering their damage by a lot. But that also means the Necros are probably around out of mana now, and maybe only one more Skelly summon, if any. One Wisp coming in, huge Deto potential, decent Deto, hits a lot of the Skellies. PSJ running out of units, but did take out a decent amount of the front line. The problem is Grinchy's heroes are all still alive and well, and just chipping away with these orbs of venom, and yeah, that's going to be the end of the Crypt Lord. And it looks like the end of the Naga, and that looks to be the end of the series as well. This should be the 3-2 victory for Grinchy now. Nicely done with those summon heroes. PSJ not able to really push into them, and Grinchy will take the victory on the final map and win his group. It was, I believe, the Group D finals for NASF League. I think I'm saying that right. And yeah, close one there. It was PSJ constantly taking the lead with the 1-0, the 2-1, but Grinchy continually tying it up, fighting tooth and nail to the end, and does take the 3-2 victory on the final map, Autumn Leaves. Going with the Beastmaster that he had won in the previous match as well.